So today I finally got to see one of my all-time favorite movies. It's been one of my favorite movies for almost 3 years, since December 2018, very end of December. I'll tell that story later. I finally saw Saving Private Ryan in theaters. Just imagine that. If you've seen the movie, just imagine that on a massive screen that's super loud. It was fantastic, and I'm just gonna, just like I did with Inception, just gonna tell the story of my day. Now this one has a bit more because there's some funny stuff too, but just wow, that's all I can say is wow. So it basically started a few days ago where I was just going through Cineplex because I was like, okay, what movies are in playing? What's this, because I always check like once every 2 weeks or so just to see. And I was like, okay, new movies, this. You know, they'll be probably okay. Some of them will probably be pretty good. But I was like, yeah, they don't interest me that much. And then I see Saving Private Ryan. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna look into this. And then I see it's playing an hour away. So I just asked, and my mom's like, oh yeah, sure, we'll see. And then last night as I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's only playing like tomorrow. So this was last night. So tomorrow, which is today, November 12th, is the last day it's playing. So I was like, I was like, okay, can we go see it tonight? And she's like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. It's like, oh, damn. Because I didn't think so. And then in class, she just sends me a screenshot of like the tickets. And I'm like, oh, that's sick. So it was playing at 5 o'clock today. And, you know, we went, so we left. And then before we went into the theater, stopped at Sunrise Records, which is because the theater's it's like attached to the mall. It's a Cineplex, so I don't know, but you Americans, like you have like AMC and stuff. But we have Cineplex and Landmark Cinemas, at least where I am. Those are the big ones. I stopped in Sunrise Records, which means movies. So quick little Blu-ray update. This will be an Instagram, so you might have seen that. Sleepy Hollow. Love this movie so much. Training Day, another one. These are all movies I love. And then my favorite of the bunch, The Thing. I watched that for the first time. Halloween, loved it, one of my favorite movies already. Anyway, I'll post that on Instagram. We get into the theater, it's like 5 o'clock, whatever, and I had popcorn, a hot dog, and a bag of M&Ms. It was a small popcorn, but small popcorn, you know, because it's a theater. And I didn't eat all the popcorn, but I'm like eating this hot dog, right? And before the movie started, I'll put the thing there. There's this guy sitting in front of us, and he's just scrolling on Tinder. Swiping, whatever swiping left is, I don't know what that is, but that was really funny. That was really funny, honestly. But then, okay, so the movie starts, and I had eaten my popcorn, of course, before, and I'm eating the hot dog, and I've seen this movie 2 or 3 times, whatever, and as I said, it's one of my favorite movies. But then I'm watching it, and I'm eating this hot dog, and I'm trying to finish this hot dog as fast as I can, because I'm not someone who's sensitive to blood, anything like that, unless like we're doing something and we're really like talking about, ooh, this is the neck and this is the veins, and like that's just like, ugh. But when I'm watching it, I'm like, I know it's a movie, although it seems insanely realistic. I'm watching it, but I'm eating this hot dog and people are just getting their limbs blown off, and I'm eating this hot dog and I'm like, this isn't the best thing to be eating, so I eat it, finish it. But the movie just, oh my god, is this movie great. This is one of the 3 to 5 movies that made me really love movies. The 5 that off the top of my head now are Star Wars The Force Awakens. That comes with more of a story. I'll make a video on that one day. Star Wars The Force Awakens, Terminator 2, Saving Private Ryan, The Departed, and probably The Dark Knight. I think those are like the 5 that I was just like, this is why I love movies. And obviously there's been more, but those are like the ones that really started it. And I'll tell the story on when I first watched Saving Private Ryan in a bit. But I'm just watching this movie, and I'm pretty sure it was the 4K restoration or whatever. I don't own the 4K, I only own the DVD, but I hadn't watched this movie in over 2 years. Like, I've seen the movie 3 times. The first time I watched it was very end of 2017, as I said, and I'd seen it maybe twice in 2018, but I hadn't seen this, so I forgot about some stuff. And it's different when you're in the theater. Even when you're at home and you're watching it full attention, you're not fully laser focused, but when you're in the theater, I was absolutely glued to the screen. And this movie actually moved about 10 places higher up on my favorites list. I think it's at 13 now. 13, that's what I'm gonna say. It's just brilliant. I'm gonna make, maybe not a review, but I kind of want to make a more analyzed video on some of the things, just what makes it so good, because there's just so much.
Give me a shout out.
No, something about, I don't remember. I honestly don't remember what I was saying. I'm sorry. Anyway, watching the movie though, I'd watched it with my mom who had never seen it before, so that was really interesting. and something about, oh yeah, I own the DVD only. I think that's what I was saying. She'd never seen it before, so I was like, told her, I was like, the first 30-40 minutes, absolutely brutal, but they're so well done, and I just heard her like throughout a lot of the movie, not just the whole end battle too, there's all this stuff, but the movie just, I'm gonna do an analysis video. I think that's what I was saying. Yes, that's what I was saying. Pretty sure. Someday soon, I just want to write that. I really want to make that a good video because I just want to be proud of it because the movie means a lot to me. But I'll just tell a story about how I first watched it. So the first time I watched Saving Private Ryan, it's kind of weird how much I remember. It was December, I'm gonna say 20 something, 23rd, 22nd. I guess it's 22nd. I'm gonna say that. Of 2017, and we were driving to, I won't say where, 4 hours away from where I lived to stay at my grandma and papa's just because we do that normally at Christmas. I don't think we will this year, we didn't last year either, but we're driving there and I was like, okay, Netflix, download movies, this is on Netflix. So I downloaded it, I heard it was great, and this is when I was kind of starting to almost get into movies, unless, yeah, this was 2017. And I remember I was watching it on, where is it? My iPad mini, Saving Private Ryan, big war epic on that. And it was in the car, and I remember it was late, and we stopped at because one of my brothers was playing hockey, they're younger than me, and I can still remember the arena. I don't know where it was, but I played in this arena too, which is funny. It was like an hour or two away, and I remember like when you walk in the arena, this is oddly specific how much I remember. There's like stairs that go up too, which is like to like the above. And then, this cat, I remember sitting on the bench too, I was glued to the movie. Like, I had to keep watching this movie. I'm not one of those people, normally, like, in public things, I was like, okay, I'll leave it. But the movie was so good. And I remember in the car, I don't want to talk about this more. This was when I was first few days of my first girlfriend. I hate her so much now. But I remember just talking to her and saying, like, oh my god, the movie's so good, and sounds weird, but it's just oddly specific. And then after that I watched 21 Jump Street, and I remember finishing that in my grandma and papa's, and like as I was going to bed it was like 11 something or 12 something, and it's oddly specific how much, and since then it's been one of my top 25, now top 15 favorite movies because it's so well done. Even my mom, she's like, we watched Inception, she's like, I think she was on it because she was so confused. And we watched Interstellar, she liked that more. Inception's better though. And then we watched this, she's like, wow, like that was good, it was so well done, because that's just the truth. This is my favorite Spielberg movie. Spielberg, of course, is one of my favorite directors. I love E.T., I think Schindler's List, in some ways, is like right there. Raiders of the Lost Ark is my second favorite. I love Last Crusade. There's a bunch I love, but nothing has ever or will ever top Saving Private Ryan, because this movie is just so good. I said I will go into it, but we were in like the recliner seats too, so back to the movie today, and it was just so comfortable, and you're watching these like horrific events, and I was like, it's brutal, but like I know it's a movie, but it's so realistic that it almost like crosses into this other zone, and it's just, this movie is like no other. Now I love war movies, I love them a ton. I loved Hacksaw Ridge from 2016, everyone knows Hacksaw Ridge, Mel Gibson, Andrew Garfield, all them, and Dunkirk. I love all these like war movies, but Saving Private Ryan is just up there. It lost Best Picture to Shakespeare in Love. I haven't seen it, but I already know it doesn't deserve to. And it's like, it's one of those things where you just know already, and I'm just, please go back there. Saving Private Ryan is one of the most brilliant movies ever. Like, it's just from every single aspect. There's always something, and it gives you this uneasy feeling that I'll talk more about in that other video on it. But seeing this movie in the theater, if you ever have the chance to, you have to, because it's made to be experienced on the big screen with loud sound. And the way that Spielberg mixes like the raindrops in some scenes, again, I'll talk more about some of this, it's so smart, and it makes you feel like you're in the situation. I love Saving Private Ryan. It's always been one of my favorite movies for the past few years. It's one of the ones that made me really love film, and I'm so glad that I got to see this one in theaters, because this has been one of the ones that I've always thought about. Like, if I could see that in theaters, it's probably at the top of my list now. Like, I saw Inception, amazing. There's still like a few, like, of course I'd love to see T2 or The Dark Knight, or looking over there, Gladiator, stuff like that. But Saving Private Ryan, my god, it's a perfect movie in every sense of the word. When I see someone if someone watches it and they don't give it 5 stars, I'm just like, how? Acting Tom Hanks, oh my god. I'll talk more about the actual movie, but the experience of watching it, I'll probably say it's my best one. Like, I loved Inception too, but just there was so much here from the little, like, the Tinder thing and then the recliner receipts. But Saving Private Ryan, I really hope that people enjoy this video. It's just it's fun to tell stories about stuff you love, and I'm glad that my mom liked it too. As I said, it's in my top 15 favorite movies ever. It's probably gonna go into the top 10 if I ever get to it. It's so weird when you watch a movie like this or Inception on the big screen, you're like, do I want to watch it at home though again? Because the movie is so good, but it's so different seeing it in the theater than at home, and I'm so glad I got to see it. And if you've had a theater experience like this, and what do you think of Saving Private Ryan overall, tell me in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.